Diana is currently moving her car. We're gonna go get some Chipotle. Bitch cannot drive. I don't know. You're gonna hit that shit, bro. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Hey. It's Diana and Adriana. Diana's currently driving. We're gonna go get some Chipotle because we're starving, and then we're gonna go back to her house. We're gonna drink a little some, and we're gonna tell you guys about the first time we got drunk, and then a couple embarrassing stories that we have. All right. So like I said, we're heading to Chipotle now. So we'll check in with you guys when we're there. Bye. So we just got home to Diana's house, I should say, and we just got our Chipotle.
Okay, you guys, tell me this isn't the chodiest burrito you've ever seen.
That shit's small as hell. I got a bowl, chicken bowl, bomb as fuck. What did you get? What kind of burrito?
Carnitas, black beans, brown rice, lettuce, cheese.
Did you get guacamole?
No.
You don't like guacamole?
Not on my burrito. I like guac, just not on my burrito.
Alright guys, here I'm gonna show you mine.
We're also
drinking a little some. I got Fireball. For anybody that knows me, already knows Fireball my shit. Alright, so I'm about to show y'all what my bomb bowl is gonna look like.
I would show you guys my burrito, but
it looks bomb
like
though. Well, it actually doesn't look. Mine doesn't look that bomb because all the lettuce is. Ah! 5 second roll. I know my fork. So this is what it looks like. Right now it's looking like fucking lettuce, like a salad and shit. But there's chicken in there, some red salsa, black beans, white rice.
Okay, I'll show you guys how I fixed my burrito.
Oh, there! It looks better.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
That stupid kid. I'm sorry, but like Brown Lake Chipotle needs to get their shit together. Shout out to Brown Lake, but like Chipotle.
Okay, you gotta take a bite.
Hey, show my room to be honest. All right, here we go.
This is for all you food freaks. Welcome back. All right.
As you can see, we're a little lit. So.
Yeah. So we just finished eating our Chipotle.
Yes.
And we're drinking
just a little
bit. And she got some Tito's over there. Like I said before, we're gonna be doing. I feel like I'm not in the frame. We're gonna be doing stories. Well, my story on the first time that I got drunk. And then we're gonna be doing stories just on kind of funny moments that we've had throughout the peda or things that happened to us, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first time that I ever got drunk. So I knew this girl I knew her from outside of school, but basically we didn't become friends until we were in the same class in school. She was a white girl, so if you guys know white girls, they're a little wild. So she came over one day, and my dad was a drinker. So he would have like a collection. He would like to collect bottles. So he had a bunch of bottles just laying around, whatever. So we decided that we were gonna get drunk. So we stole one of his bottles, and it was a tequila. I don't remember what kind of tequila, but it was a tequila. And we started taking shots. And my little sister was there. She was actually the bartender. She was the one that was serving us shots. And she just kept pouring and pouring and pouring, and we just kept taking them. So eventually we ended up being very drunk, like very drunk. It got to the point where she like started teaching me how to belly dance, like, and if anybody knows me, like, I have no type of fucking rhythm, like none, like 2 fucking left feet, like no fucking rhythm. But she was very good. It was like watching one of those fucking gypsies. Like that bitch had me mesmerized. Like it was crazy. And I ended up getting a phone call from a person that I was with at that time. And I don't remember what the phone call was about, but I got really upset. And all I remember was I hung up, and when I hung up, I was so mad. And I was wearing socks because we were just, like I said, we were just kind of chilling at the house, and I decided to kick the window. So I kicked the window, and the whole window shattered. And I was drunk, so I didn't really feel anything. So I kind of like just brushed it off, and I started walking around. And I didn't really notice that anything had happened until my little sister was crying because there was blood all over the carpet, because obviously, you know, I had cut my foot. You know, I kicked. She like ran to the bathroom. She ran to the bathroom, and she got like a brush and some water, and she was like crying and scrubbing the carpet at the same time. Like, she was like, I don't know why you guys do this, like scrubbing for her life. And I was still very much so drunk, so I didn't really care what was going on, you know. So my friend Melly, right? So at this point, she kind of sees that, you know, like, obviously, you know, this is kind of serious because Daisy's crying. Everybody's basically worked up about it except for me. So Melly, because she was belly dancing, like, this girl changed into like a whole skirt, like changed her whole outfit, like little shirt, little skirt, like, and she starts overreacting. Like, she's like, no, like, you're not okay, you're bleeding, ooh, this, that, whatever. So she takes off with no shoes, a little skirt, a little shirt, and runs. She runs all the way to her house. And she tells her dad, like, you know, this is happening, woo, 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 whatever. And I guess the neighbor heard. It was some, like, really old lady. She heard. And the old lady actually gets to my house before Melly does. So the old lady's, like, knocking on my door. No. Actually, she didn't even knock on the door. She just came in. So she comes in, and I'm like, who's this lady? Like, this lady just walked into my house. Like, you know, like, I just cut my foot. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, what is this lady doing here? And she starts telling me, you know, Melly's my neighbor. I overheard what happened. She even had, like, her, like, a little first aid kit and everything, right? And like I said, I was very drunk, so I didn't realize how severe I had cut myself. So I'm just letting this lady at this point bandage me up. Like, she's bandaging me up. She's, like, you know, making sure I'm good. And she's like, you know, like, this is really bad. Like, you need to tell your parents that they need to take you to the hospital. And, you know, I'm fucking drunk out of my mind. So I'm like, no, you know, like, I don't want to worry them. Like, it's not that bad. And she's like, no, but it is. Like, you need to tell your parents. And basically, I didn't tell my parents. She ended up leaving. Melly comes back. I was like, why did you tell your neighbor? Like, that lady just barged in my house, like, made it her business, you know. Thankfully, you know, she was a nice lady, you know, whatever. But at the moment, I was upset about it. And so then I proceeded to call my brother, Tony, because at the time, he wasn't living with us. He was living on his own. And I literally started bawling my eyes out on the phone. Like, I was like, Tony, I don't want to be drunk no more. Like, I don't know what happened. Because this is, like, the first time that I got drunk, you know. And he's like, you need to chill out, like, take a shower, like, eat some bread, have some coffee, like, something. And I'm just, like, sobbing on the phone. I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm so drunk. And that's when it kind of all starts kicking in, like, oh, shit, like, my parents are about to be home because they were, you know, they were at work. And I'm like, yeah, like, I cannot be seen like this. So then I proceed to call my older sister because she was also not living with us. So I call her, and I didn't tell her what was going on. I was just like, what are you doing? And, you know, she wasn't doing anything. And I was like, let's go to the mall. So even after all this happens, I still managed, and I still remember I put some Uggs on. Like, I still managed to squeeze into some Uggs because my foot hurt so bad. And I still went to the mall and walked on that foot like that. And it wasn't until, like, the next day when I was completely sober that I realized how bad it was. And at that point, obviously, like, I had to tell my mom. So I tell her, and we go to the ER. And basically, it was just a big mess because we had waited longer than 24 hours. And woo. Point is, don't get drunk with white girls. No, I'm just kidding. That was on me. That was on me. But white girls are wild, though. You got to be careful about them white girls. All right. And then Diana's going to go ahead and tell you her...
my story.
Her story, yeah.
My stories, because I have a couple. I have more than 3, to be honest. Okay, there was, so the high school from my house is, like, a mile away. So that was the spot where everybody used to go. Like, oh, we're going to go drink. Let's go to Diana's house. It's the closest one. So it wasn't a lot of us. It was, like, a group. Maybe, like, 5, 6 people. Okay. So we all used to go to my house. Same thing. My parents had the cabinet full of liquor. I remember that time we grabbed a bottle of mezcal. And if you know mezcal is disgusting. It's nasty, but it gets the job done. So me and some girls, we're just gonna name them Sonia. Sonia and JJ. Okay, we're gonna name them that. So Sonia had a boyfriend at the time, and the boyfriend had a friend who was my friend. Started drinking. They brought another bottle, which was Cien Años tequila. So it was yeah.
So it was lit.
Yeah, it was lit. So we finished that bottle. I remember me being drunk as hell. You know, like feeling goofy. I decided that it was a good idea. My other friends were downstairs in the living room area where they were drinking and having fun, and we were upstairs. So I thought it was a good idea to like throw myself from the stairs. And like just land on the first floor, which I proceeded to do that. And then everybody in the living room was like, "Are you okay? Like, what are you doing now?" And I got up. I remember I got up and I was like, "Yeah, like I'm Gucci, like it's lit, like yeah."
Did you slide or like?
I remember I did slide. I didn't throw myself all the way like to the ground.
Wait. So how big were these stairs? Because right now I'm picturing you like a sled, like you're like and then going down.
Maybe like 7 to 8 steps.
Oh, so less than like a full staircase.
No, it wasn't that crazy. But
did you land on your feet?
No, like on my face and my body. Yeah. The second one was with my friend JJ. We were at her house. Her boyfriend picked us up. We were drinking in his room. It was me, her boyfriend, and her. And then there was 2 guys in the house, but they were drinking downstairs in the basement or whatever. We were kicking in his room. We were drinking UB Blue, which is disgusting.
Mm-hmm. I feel like everybody has like a story about UB Blue though.
At some point, like I was really drunk and they were making out, and I was just I was just there in the room. So I decided to get out of the room, go in the living room, and just chill, because like I was really drunk and I just let them do their own thing. So when I went into the living room, the 2 guys, it was the guy's brother and his friend or something, came and they're like, "Oh, like come drink with us, we're downstairs." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever," you know, me being naive as fuck, young as hell, like 15, I don't know. I went downstairs with them. They had a whole setup, like it was like a little couch. And I was like, "Alright, this is lit." And they sat me down in the middle. It was a dude, me, and another dude.
So basically, Diana was like, "What's up, baby?"
And there was another dude on the other side, right? And like I was like, "Alright, like we're drinking, having fun." And next thing you hear is my friend running down the stairs, screaming like, "Where's Diana? Where's Diana?" And I'm over here like, "What's going on? Like, what's going on?" So she comes in the room. She opens the door. She's like, "You mother!" Like she just starts freaking the fuck out, and I'm just there like, "What's going on? Like we're not doing anything." So she drags me. She pulls me away from them, and then she starts like fighting them for some reason. And then we go upstairs, and yeah, she takes me home. My drunk ass. She probably saved me. So shout out to JJ.
If she's watching
you.
This,
yeah,
you was a real one.
For real.
So I'm just gonna add the story because I just thought about this right now about the UV Blue thing. So like we said, everybody's got a story about UV. So story was actually on Thanksgiving, and it was a few years back. I don't remember how many years back, but it was a few years back. And my older sister Myra, she had this friend, and we're gonna call the friend well, for the sake of the video, her name is gonna be Charlie. So she had this friend Charlie, and kind of leading up to this moment, I kind of thought that something was kind of odd between them two, because they would call each other like babe and like stuff like that, right? And I was always like, well, I don't call my friends babe, but like I guess, you know, like maybe that's just her, like what she likes to call her friends, like maybe it's like just a term for endearment, I don't know. So but little things kind of like happen here and there where I was kind of like that's kind of weird. And I think on Thanksgiving was when it was kind of more so like evident that there was something going on. So her friend Charlie comes over, and she actually brought 2 bottles of UV. It was a blue one, and it was a red one. I don't know what flavor I can't remember what flavor the red one was, but it was a red one. And we kind of like start drinking, and things kind of start getting weird. I thought it was kind of weird that her friend came over on Thanksgiving when it was just family. So that was the first thing. So the whole night, I was being like annoying as fuck. Like I was like, I know you guys aren't friends. Like, when are you gonna admit it? And she was like, you're crazy. Like, we're just friends. And I like the whole night, like she must have been so annoyed because I was like, so are you gonna admit it now? Like, you guys are obviously not friends. And so finally we get through the dinner or whatever. And we're all still turning up. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say we got through the dinner because we were so turned at this point that we barely ate. And so we continue to drink, and you know, I'm obviously still pestering them. Like, I'm like, I know you guys are not friends. Like, just admit it. And then finally, Myra's like, fine, we're not friends. And I mean, I saw it coming, but at that point that it came out, like, I was mind blown. Like, I was like, what? Like, I was just kidding, but like, you guys aren't friends? Like, what do you mean? And apparently, yeah, she ended up being bi, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Shout out to all my gay people. We love gay people here. But yeah. And then the next story that I actually have is, this took place in Mexico. I had this friend, his name was Mario. So Mario had his own place. It was his mom's house, but he was staying there by himself. His parents lived at another house. And basically, from what I understood, his mom would kind of just check up on him to make sure that he wasn't doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing. So one day he was like, we're gonna throw a party, like, you should come. And I was like, hell yeah, like, I'm there. So he throws a party, and a lot of people show up, and we're very drunk. Like, we are very drunk. And all of a sudden you hear like a car outside, and you don't hear too many cars around that area because in Mexico, I mean, there's cars, but it's kind of like, it's not as common as it is here. If you have a car in Mexico, you kind of have to have money, you know? So we hear a car, and, you know, Mario kind of like starts looking out the window, like, who's there? Like, you know, like, checking it out. And he notices that it's his mom. So he turns off the music, he tells everybody that, you know, like, they need to start heading out, you know? His mom's, like, coming up to the house at this point. So, mind you, it was a lot of us. So everybody starts walking out the door. And as everybody's walking out the door, I'm, like, drunk. So I'm, like, living my best life. Like, I'm like, woo, yeah, you know, like, completely ignorant to the fact that everybody's exiting. And it wasn't until, because my little sister was there with me. My little sister's like, what are you doing? We gotta go. Woo, woo, woo. Starts walking faster. And that's when I kind of realized that everybody was leaving. So by the time that I got to the door, everybody had basically already exited, and the mom was coming in. So he kind of tells me, like, go hide. And I was very intoxicated, so I at this point, I was like, okay. So, like, I kind of just stumble around, and I finally find somewhere to hide. So he had, like, this, not a closet, but like what is it, like a wardrobe thing?
Yeah.
You call it, like a wardrobe?
Ropero.
Yeah, a ropero. I don't know what it's called in English, but like ropero, okay?
Yeah.
So he had a ropero, and it was basically kind of like, but on the corner of the room, but there was enough room to where somebody could still fit back there if you were small enough. So I decided to hide back there. So I hear the mom, she comes in, she's yelling at him, and she's like, who's in the house? And he's like, nobody's in the house. And she's like, I'm gonna go check. So she kind of like starts going room to room, you know, checking. And all of a sudden, the lights in the room that I was in were off. So they kind of go on. And I kind of could hear her, like, you know, like walking around, looking around, whatever. And then I kind of didn't hear anything. So at this point, I'm kind of like, all right, she left. So I decided to, like, pop out my head to check it out. And she's staring straight at me. She's, like, looking straight at me. And I'm like, oh, shit, you know? And she's like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here? Why are you there? Why are you hiding there? Like, this is not a hotel. Like, for all y'all that are Mexican, y'all know what I mean. Like, moms are always like, no es un hotel aquí pa que te traigas tus amigos. All the time. Like, that's what they love that line. They love to say that shit.
True.
So she starts like saying like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Like, this isn't a hotel, whatever. And at this point, I didn't know what to say. So she's just kind of standing there like, what are you doing here? And I'm like totally in disbelief, scared. Like, I did, like, not one word came out of my mouth. And then I just kind of leave. You know, he's kind of like going at it with his mom, and I just kind of leave. And like the whole gang, because I'm saying it was like a lot of us, the whole gang's like outside, everybody's like cracking up, like everybody's like, you got caught, like his mom went in there, woo woo woo, like we told you to leave. It was so embarrassing, you guys, like so embarrassing. And that basically includes our little drunk stories.
Includes.
Did I say include?
Yeah.
Concludes our drunk stories. We probably have a lot more, but like those were just ones from when we were younger. But yeah, that basically wraps it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and go ahead and like and subscribe to us. Yes. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on videos that we should do, you know, we're always open to your guys's back. That is the word. Yes, because we were struggling today to to come up with a topic, so we kind of just scrambled and came up with something fast and stuff. But if you guys want to hear anything, or you guys have any questions, or whatever, yeah, just go ahead and comment. Like I said, subscribe to us, and we'll be posting new videos soon. So that's pretty much it. Do you have anything to say, Diana?
No, just stay litty like a titty, to be honest.
Yes, that is good. That is it. Stay litty like a titty. There you go, guys. All right, we'll see you next time.